So there's a new competitor that has entered the ring in the battle to offer you the best interest on your crypto coins that you can find. And this company is called Hodlnaut, or Hodl plus astronaut, and they've been operating out of Singapore since 2019. And in this sponsored video, I'm gonna break down what makes them special and why you should consider them if you're a yield seeker. We'll also dig into this chart, which compares them to all the other popular options out there. So if this sounds interesting or useful to you at all, then strap in, my friend, and let's dive right in. Now, crypto has honestly been a wonderland for people who want to put their money to work because you can find the highest yields in the whole world in the crypto space. This is compared to banks like Bank of America, which offer you at the very most 0.05% APR. Now, if you go to fintech companies, they offer you more, like Wealthfront with their 0.1% APR, or Betterment with their 0.3% APR. But all of those pale in comparison with the crypto world, which easily offers you 5 to 10% annual yield, depending on which coin you're depositing, and even higher if you go with some of the more experimental DeFi lending protocols. But here's the thing though, they've been lowering these interest rates that they offer across the board. And this is because demand on the other side to take out crypto loans has decreased, which makes sense, right? Because the market crashed a few months ago and we've been going sideways since then. Yield is high when things are exciting and volatile because that's when there's a lot of demand. With this in mind, you gotta be pretty intentional about where to park your coins to make sure you're getting a solid return. And that's why Hodlnaut may be a great one for you to consider. Let's dig into what makes them different and special. Boom, right here. Check out their current interest rates that you can find smack dab on their website. It's pretty high compared to all of their competitors. You can get up to 10.5% APY by depositing stable coins like DAI, USDC, and USDT, and around 6 to 7% for the other three coins, BTC, ETH, and WBTC. They only support those 6 assets right now, but may add more in the future. They do weekly payouts to your wallet with no lockup period nor minimum deposits. You can also deposit and withdraw at any time. And if you do so, there is a withdrawal fee, but no fee for deposits. Something new that they added recently is preferred interest payouts. That just means that you can deposit whichever coin you want, but earn interest in another coin of your preference. Before this feature, you would earn interest only in the same asset as the one you deposited. But now you have way more flexibility, so that's pretty cool. Now, Hodlnaut is newer to the scene than those other interest account companies out there, but they do have a strong track record already. They hold over $250 million in assets for over 5,000 happy customers. It's not surprising that their users trust them given how intentional they've been with crossing their T's and dotting their I's. Like, for example, they recently got their crypto assets independently verified by a global audit firm called Crow Singapore. They didn't have to do this, but that level of transparency definitely gives us more confidence in them. Something else that's different is that they don't loan out your assets on the other end to individuals. They only loan to corporations with whom they are very selective about. They also like to build relationships with those same corporations that they lend to in order to increase trust. But they also just utilize really stringent legal contracts with those corporations just to minimize the likelihood that any of them defaults. On the product side, everyone who uses it must KYC and also use two-factor authentication in order to access their products. So it's highly secure by default. And you can also buy optional coverage for your deposited funds through Nexus Mutual, which is a pretty popular decentralized insurance provider if you haven't heard of them before. Specifically, they integrate their custody cover product called iTrust that protects against hacks or other attacks on centralized service providers like Hodlnaut. And it's pretty affordable, coming in at a 2.6% annual premium. Basically, if Hodlnaut ever gets hacked and you lose more than 10% of your funds or withdrawals are halted for more than 90 days, then you can make a claim to get your funds back. To be honest, I think there's a low chance that that ever happens, but if you want to sleep more soundly, then I understand why you'd want to get something like that. And I also just want to point out that I haven't really seen this insurance option being offered by any of Hodlnaut's competitors. Now, another super clutch feature that they have is their token swap. Basically, you can swap between any of their supported assets straight from within Hodlnaut. So you can rebalance and trade without having to leave the platform. There are no fees for this. They just give you a quote beforehand and you can decide if you want to make the swap or not. Now, one pro tip here is if you want to get wrapped BTC or WBTC without having to find another merchant for wrapping purposes, then you can simply use Hodlnaut to do so. You can swap for WBTC with no additional fees. Now, if there's any of you watching here who are actually whales in the crypto sense, then this is for you. You can have a fixed term VIP loan. And basically for this, you need to deposit over 100 BTC or equivalent and agree to lock it up for 1 month or more. Then you can get even higher yield than what's regularly offered. If you want to do this though, you have to reach out to them to chat first, right? You can't just do this willy-nilly. So those are their main features so far, but they have a lot of other stuff coming real soon on their roadmap, like a native iOS mobile app, which is actually launching on August 9th. So keep your eyes out for that and go download it if you prefer to use mobile. They're also offering more portfolio management functions later and do auto swaps or scheduled swap. These will continue to roll out in the coming months as they're building and launching steadily. I mean, two of the features I mentioned earlier, the preferred interest and the I Trust insurance, just launched recently. So you can kind of see how they are innovating and shipping features quickly. Now, before I get to that comparison chart that you've been waiting for since the beginning of this video, let's check out their app together for a quick walkthrough. Alright, so I'm on their homepage of hodlnaut.com, and if you look at here, this demo button, you can click here to go into demo mode. And then this is what it looks like. I'm actually on light mode is normal. I'm on dark mode, but you can see your account overview. We have 0.368 BTC in this crypto interest account and total interest paid out. This pending interest payout, it's always going up slowly in sats, right? So check this out. This is awesome. It tells you your next payout date, the time left, overview of balances, and this total account value is the total amount in BTC, and you can switch it to like USD, for example, 14,000 and some few $100. And then in the balances overview, you can see the exact amount in USD available in that currency, the APR, APY. The APY takes into account compound interest, but APR does not. So just FYI. And then your transactions in terms of interest payouts, pretty straightforward. In the deposit and withdrawal page, you can pretty easily deposit any of the 6 assets and withdraw as well. Statements, pretty straightforward. You can see your APR, balance, and interest earned and how that grows over time, right? And the date. And this is the awesome part, right? They have an affiliate program for your own link, and you can get 10% commission and give a free $20 when you refer Hodlnaut to your friends. But here's the thing though, they are revamping this affiliate program to make it even better. But it doesn't come out until their iOS app goes live on August 9th. But when that goes live, you can get up to $300 for referring new users. So be on the lookout for that. It's coming very soon, maybe even by the time that you're watching this video. And then the last feature here I mentioned earlier is their token swap. And you can see you have 0.2 BTC to use, and you can receive USDC or wrapped BTC. It tells you the quote right down here. You can review it and then place your order. Boom, successful. New quote or order history. So straightforward. All right, so I hope that gave you a glimpse of their easy to use platform, but this chart right here is what you've been waiting for. This is the chart I just created recently of all the interest rates that the most popular crypto interest account providers offer as of late July 2021. So you can see how Hodlnaut kind of performs really well across the board. They're best in class for Bitcoin and Ether. So 6.2%, 6.7%, much better than some of the other ones. And for the stable coins, they come in at second best, right? 10.5% for both USDT and USDC, but still really good and really close to Hodler, which I've never heard of, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, you might be wondering, like, how can Hodlnaut afford to offer all these amazing rates much better than their competitors. There are a few reasons why this may be the case. Like, first of all, they're a newer offering, all things considered, so it's less saturated in terms of demand, right? If a lot of demand were to flow in at the same time, like if all of y'all signed up and put in all your Bitcoin in there, then they might have to lower their rates because of that. Another thing though is that they're definitely a leaner operation in terms of like smaller team and whatnot, compared to the other ones, which maybe have hundreds more employees. So for Hodlnaut's case, they're smaller and leaner, so they can take less of a cut compared to the other ones of the difference between the side that they loan and the side that they give interest on. And the last thing is that, remember, they do custom deals with corporations. They don't lend to individuals. And so they can have some more flexibility in this case to set their better terms for those loans. So yeah, I think with all that in mind, Hodlnaut is definitely a worthy competitor and one that you should consider checking out as well. So if this sounds enticing to you at all, definitely go check out their website, play around with the demo, and go join their Telegram group as well if you have more questions. And when you decide to sign up, be sure to use my link down below because that'd be amazing for me, but also you would get a $20 bonus if you deposit $1,000 or more. Anyways, I'm Kevin from BFB. I can't wait to see you on the next one, and cheers.